Shock images show dramatic moment: mom of 6 gives birth in hospital corridor. Jessica Hogan, from Kansas, USA, welcomed baby Max in July last year, and the incredible birth story has gone viral thanks to its unusual nature. The birth occurred at the Via Christi Hospital in Manhattan, Kansas, and was captured by the Hogan's birth photographers, Little Leapling Photography. Jessica had been experiencing contractions for several days in the run-up to the birth, and had even gone to hospital with husband Travis. But the couple returned home after waiting for several days with nothing happening. After returning home, Jessica worried she wouldn't be able to tell when labor would actually start. Writing on a blog post on her website, Jessica said, "I was losing faith in my ability to tell when I would actually be in labor, and losing faith that my body knew what it was doing. So when she started having contractions again, she didn't think it would lead to birth, and even thought she may need to be induced." She continued, "I stayed awake contracting, yet again, until about 2 a.m. It was at that time that I wrote to a group of other expectant and fellow moms, complaining of those very same contractions and my fears of not making it to the hospital in time. Oh, that intuition is real. If only I had given some credit to that voice in the back of my head that night. Instead, I finally decided that I would just drift off to sleep for a bit, assuring myself that I would know when it was time." Jessica then changed her mind when the pain of her contractions increased, and she told her husband, "I think this is it." Things went quickly after this, with Jessica's waters breaking, and the couple worrying they wouldn't make it to the hospital on time. En route to the hospital, she felt the baby moving down every time she had a contraction. No one came out as Travis pulled up to the hospital, so he ran around the car to help his wife get out of the car. Describing the arrival, Jessica said, "I told him baby was almost there. I also said I couldn't get out. I felt as if baby was ready to emerge. That feeling made it nearly impossible to move. He disappeared for a moment into the ER doors. I tried to maneuver out of the passenger seat so I could somehow walk inside in the few seconds break I had between contractions. I made it just past the second set of automatic doors, into the next hall, which luckily was not carpeted like the one we had just stepped out of. I know at this point I said something to the effect of, 'Oh God, he's here.' I then started to take my pants off because I could feel my body pushing the baby's head out. I reached down and could feel his head crowning with my hand. I looked at my husband and said, 'Travis, catch him.' Without any hesitation he did just that as I felt my body involuntarily pushing his head the rest of the way out. Nurses then rushed to help the mum with the rest of the birth, and Jessica lay down in the corridor and was instructed to push. She said, 'With one more push as instructed by the nurse, and the only intentional push I gave, I felt the rest of his body come out.' He arrived on the floor just inside the entrance of the emergency room at 3:38 a.m. Less than 25 minutes from the time my water broke at home, and only a few moments after we stepped inside the hospital. It was my craziest birth, but also, the most perfect. It was not at all what I had planned, but it ended without any intervention, with a healthy baby, and amazing support people by our sides. It was beautiful and I'll forever love every memory of it."